So welcome everybody to Easter Satsang, Easter coming together in the heart. We might say Satsang, of course, means the coming together in the truth of our being, or in the truth of the love that we are. So it's a beautiful thing for us to do, especially at this time in our calendar and in our history, I think. So welcome everyone, and thank you very much for being with us. And we're going to give you a world premiere of a new album, which Annie and I have been working on, and we're just going to play what might be the first track, I think.
In my heart there is a temple, a shrine, a mosque, a church where I kneel. Prayer brings us to an altar where no walls or names exist. There is a place of love where all is illumined nothing, where ecstasy is poured into itself and becomes lost. A place where the wing is fully alive but has no mind or body. In my heart there is a temple, a shrine, a mosque, a church, and they dissolve in God. A shrine, a mosque, a church.
So I'm going to invite everyone to come together in that place in the heart now for a few moments, inviting us to bring a gentle touch to the heart center, letting the eyelids gently fold over the eyes, softly embracing the eyes, letting the eyes rest in that soft darkness, resting, letting awareness flow down through the throat, feeling the throat open, warm and spacious, floating down from the throat, down into the heart, landing like a feather. Taking a sweet breath in and a gentle sigh out. Feeling yourself coming home to yourself. Feeling the breath of the heart flowing in and out. As you breathe in through the heart, breathe in peace. And as you breathe out from the heart, breathe out love. Breathing in peace into the heart. And breathing out love to the world. Staying centered in the heart. At home with yourself. At home with love. As you rest there, I'd like to share a short little poem with you. Seed silence. I did not hear you fall from pod to Mother Earth. Seed silence. I did not hear you call or cry your humble birth. Seed silence. I didn't hear you sigh as silently you grew. I did not hear a why, because God made you, you. And yet your silence spoke of confidence and might and purpose as you broke through earth into the light. As we rest here in the heart together, we can know that our devotion is like a seed, a single seed of love, from which an entire garden blossoms. The prayers of your soul that flow from your heart are the beautiful, fragile shoots that rise from a seed in the earth. And each one of our prayers, our heart prayers, will bear beautiful fruit. And we know we don't need to tell the seed about the fruit. The knowledge of the whole of life is contained in the seed. The seed of devotion in all of our hearts. The seed only needs water. And the seed of devotion, which springs from divine love itself, and is what we are. This seed is watered by love. You are the seed, the plant, the fruit, and the water, all contained in one. Rest in your heart, in the garden of your heart, knowing truly who you are. And at Easter time, this message is even more poignant because the message of Easter is the message of love. that death does not have the final word. Love does. Love has the first word and the final word, and sings the whole song of creation in between. And Annie's going to sing a beautiful song of her creation with us now. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Padma. And just before we go into our Easter song, I just want to check that everyone can hear okay. Great, okay. So I'm going to share a lovely spring song from the wonderful Celtic tradition of the sean-nós. Sean-nós is that lovely seedling. It's very much the seedling, because there's just the voice that's going to speak about the love. So this is a traditional Irish way of singing, and the song I'm going to sing for you is a poem by one of Ireland's wonderful poets, W.B. Yeats. And it's about love, and it's that eternal love that when we look into the night sky, we feel, we see the infinite, the miracle of life, and it's beyond the concept of death. It's eternal, infinite love, sung in traditional Irish way. Had I the heavens embroidered cloth, and wrought with the gold and the silver light, the blue and the dim and the dark light of the night, I would spread my light under your feet, and I, being poor, have only my dream. I have spread my light under your feet. Tread softly, my love, for you tread on my dream. Tread softly, my love, for you tread on the light. And just a little aside, that the dreams and the light from the sky, from the heart, and that eternal love. So thank you, Padma. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Annie. Wow, so beautiful. Thank you. Just beautiful. Thank you. So Easter, yeah, Vishwan's just saying, brings tears to the eyes. In the way that beauty does, or truth, or some special way of knowing and connecting that we might not have a word for, which in the yoga tradition, in the Indian tradition, it's called bhav. And that means devotion, but it means the fullness of devotion where the heart overflows through the eyes. And sometimes it just happens and the mind has no idea why. That probably happened to everybody, hopefully, because it's very beautiful. My favorite, I think, one of my favorite stories about Bhav, about this aspect of devotion and love, the seed in the heart that the poem was speaking about. Someone I know, he was in Australia and he was interested in all the teachings of yoga, but in a kind of, more or less surface way. But he was in a bookshop and at random he pulled out a book from the yoga bookshelf and turned it over to look at the back, as you do. And he began to read what it said on the back. And it was a book by my teacher, Swami Satchidananda. But he didn't know any of that. And he just started to read what was on the back of the book. And he looked up at the ceiling of the bookshop because he thought rain was coming in through the ceiling because there were water drops on the book. And finally he realized they were coming from his eyes as he read these words and saw this face. And then he realized that was meaningful, and he booked a plane ticket the next day, I believe. So it's a beautiful thing when our heart opens that way, recognizes itself. Yeah, so thank you, Annie, for that. It's one of my favorite songs. And Easter, it's a little bit of a complicated time, I think, for us, isn't it? Do we kind of like it and fear it or dread it a little bit too, maybe, because it's encompassing, thoughts of death as well as renewal and new life and spring. So it offers us a beautiful way of connecting with the seasons. And of course, it has always been in human history, as far as we know, this time of year has always been a festival of celebration for the coming of the springtime the regeneration of the earth and plants and warmth returning. And then we like to forget about the winter and the bare trees and the cold. We prefer maybe not to think about that. So it's good to think about that and to be able to embrace that equally as a time of rest, a time for recouping our energy, a time of coming into a deeper level of harmony with Mother Earth, a time of being held in her peace and love. If we see it as a time of being held in warmth and rest, you know, that beautiful shady place. Even, you know, when you're on holiday in a hot place, you'll find a shady place with a hammock, right? Does that sound delicious? And you'll just swing gently in the breeze. Maybe we can think of it like that, a time to be in Mother's arms. And maybe, who knows, maybe when we drop the body, it's like that, but better. People who've been and come back seem to think it's better. And they generally don't want to come back, of course. So the story of Easter holds so much for us. What tremendous love, patience, and courage Yeshua showed to us. Even when he knew that his disciples would deny him and run away. And he understood they were afraid. He didn't condemn them. He told them in advance they were going to do it. And they said, no, no, not me. But they did. So this enables us to really acknowledge and understand and have full compassion for all our human, you know, and they're not faults. It's just the way we are. So we're very complicated emotionally beings. We're able to have many emotions at the same time that we might think are conflicting ones. But within the complexity of our being, it all makes complete sense. You can be angry with someone and love them at the same time, right? I can see a lovely furry face coming to say hello up there. Yeah, a lovely pussycat coming to listen there. And of course, Yeshua had his moments of doubt too. You know, we're told, he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? But he also said, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. So that's the complicated stuff, right? That we do very well. And the heart is the space where we can accept all of us, ourselves, not just the face we want the world, we think the world wants to see, or the face we think everyone will love the most, or the one that will get the most likes on the internet or whatever. You can spend, half your life trying to please other people, and the other half of your life worrying about what they might say about you. And there's your whole of your life gone in a nonsense thought. We may as well be true to ourselves, because guess what? It's really the only option, and it's the only thing that makes sense. And it gives us the possibility of perhaps discovering who we really are. When we let go of all the projections and nonsense ideas about ourselves, of who we are and what we might be and what anyone else might think of us. Any mental projections that we might be putting onto ourselves, these are really great things to let go of. Or some people say we should smash them. Saint Teresa of Avila said, all concepts are like jars we must break. So it's only when all those things drop away, what is really here can know itself. This light, this love. And maybe in our humanity, in our human life, we may have hurt other people. Other people may have hurt us. We've all known fear, anger, betrayal, humiliation, hatred, all of these things to greater and lesser degrees. No one escapes from these things. Even if we might think we're the only ones. Why does that always happen to me? It happens to all of us. My teacher used to say that those things are like a sculptor who sees the Buddha within the marble stone. And the sculptor takes away gently all the other things around the Buddha that are hiding the Buddha in the stone. Finally, the Buddha is revealed. So maybe we can think of those things as something like that. So as that, gently, it's not terrible. We might think it's terrible, but it isn't really, is it? Small parts of the ego are, we might say, chipped away or melted away. If we don't have resistance, it's going to be more like melting. If we have resistance to it, it's going to be more like the bloke with a hammer and a chisel. So if we understand it this way, and we understand it's for not just our benefit, but the benefit of all, of consciousness even, for the benefit of love itself, then it all gets a lot easier to flow with. And there's a beautiful prayer from Hawaii. You probably all know it. The Ho'oponopono prayer, which seems to me to be completely in tune with the theme of Easter. So I wanted to share it together. I'm just trying to find Annie again. There she is. So I'm going to invite us to touch our heart again, bringing a gentle touch to the heart center, closing the eyes. If you're wearing spectacles, you might want to take them off for a moment for this. Just give the whole facial area a rest, a gentleness. Just see if your head wants to move gently. If the neck and shoulders want to ease themselves. And take a sweet breath in through the heart. And let it flow out through the eyes. Feeling the eyes softening with that heart breath. Having another breath in through the heart. And out through the eyes. Feeling that softness begin to flow through the face. One more breath in through the heart. And out through the eyes. That softness flowing down through the whole body. As if you are enveloped in a beautiful warm glow. And I invite us to gently repeat the words of the Ho'oponopono prayer silently in the heart. They take us on a little journey. So we're just going to say the simple words silently within. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Thank you. 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 I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And this is how we find our way from winter to spring. On things we may regret, through forgiveness to love. A journey we can take within ourselves and with others. A journey of peace and reconciliation and love. Another way for the obstacles, the things that are in the way of love itself, to melt in the sunlight of the heart, in the light of pure love. All these things vanish as shadows do vanish in bright light, in pure light. I listened to the Easter sermon from the church in Bethlehem this morning. It was very sad and distressing. Bethlehem, of course, is within the community that is suffering so much at the moment, who are facing starvation as well as death. And the priest spoke of those words of Christ on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And he spoke about the moment where Christ said he was thirsty and they gave him vinegar to drink. So he is acknowledging the reality of what's happening and also having the courage to speak about it. You probably know at Christmas, that was the church where they had the nativity scene of Christ under the rubble, the infant, holy child under rubble in the manger. Very powerful images. So that's really showing, the other strong message of Yeshua, which is courage. Courage. Strength and courage. And faith. The priest in Bethlehem said they refuse to let go of faith. Their faith in God is what helps them stay strong and help each other as much as they can. And all of our prayers, all of our heart's prayers, those tender shoots, the first poem spoke of, our heart's prayers that are rising from the seed of love in our hearts. They all are helping the world. We must never ever think that we can't do anything. Our heart's prayers are always helping. Every good thought and deed is helping the world become a better place. And that's why we all came here, I believe. That's why we all incarnated here in this time. Millions and millions of souls. Really? How many are on the planet? 8 billion? I don't know how many millions of us amongst that. A lot, at least half it must be. Came specifically to be here at this time to help to make things better. Because that's what, when it's been dark, then there's light. That's when you see what's been happening in the dark. That's when spring cleaning happens, because you suddenly see your windows in the spring sunshine. Laughing, and you decide to clean the windows and really enjoy the sparkling light that comes through and how much better the whole house feels. So then would we curse the light that showed us the dirt on the windows? No. So this is what this time is. I said to someone the other day, this is the time of revelation. And they jumped away from me because thinking I was going to go a bit biblical and plague of the zombies or something. I said, no, not the book of Revelation. It's the time where everything is being revealed so that it can be seen for what it is, and we can make another choice. Unless we see it and it's spoken about with courage, because, there are some that don't want it to be spoken about. They want to stay hidden. But it seems this time really it's not being allowed to happen. More and more is being revealed. So it's for us to keep our eyes and our hearts open and to be available to the possibility of choosing a different way, to perhaps being part of giving birth or creating what Charles Eisenstein has said, the better world our hearts know is possible. This is the time. So this is the time for us not to curse the darkness or the light. See how crazy that was? It's all here to help us and to support us in this wonderful, courageous leap of faith we took when we incarnated here. I imagine us all holding hands and jumping together, saying, yeah, we're going to do it. Yeah, the power of love, the power of love. So I'm going to invite beloved Annie to sing for us once more before we close. Thank you, Annie. We can't hear you.
You're muted, Annie.
Here we go. Sorry, I'm muted. Story of my life. So I just thought to bring all these beautiful threads together. The song that's coming into my mind is a beautiful song called Oasis of Love. And so I'll sing it in the traditional style because it feels like a very gentle meeting that we're having. So just a cappella from my heart to your hearts, and kind of praying in my heart that I remember the words. But it's a very beautiful song. I haven't sung it for years and years and years, so it just came flooding in. It's called Oasis of Sound. Okay, so wish me luck. If I should ever lose sight of you, please find a way to open my eyes again. The shadow and the darkness where I did abide, your love is shining deep inside, and precious are the tears that fall in the name of true love, and priceless is the heart whose doors are open. You are my oasis of love in a world of make-believe, fantasy, oasis of love. Bring me home again. Bring your light again. Bring us home again.
Beautiful. Just beautiful and perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to offer a little blessing from John O'Donoghue. You might know of him. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your heart. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror the dignity of your soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. Woven around the heart of wonder. We can only imagine the heart of wonder the disciples felt when they saw Yeshua again. That great miracle. But our hearts can find the same kind of wonder in a leaf, a flower, a reflection in a puddle, the touch of a breeze on the face, the purr of a cat, the smile of an old person, the touch of the foot upon the earth, the scent of the wind and the water. And the deep silence and peace that lives within us in the temple of the heart, the ever-present sacred gift and miracle of life. Please join me in your heart in the prayer of peace on earth. May there be peace and harmony on the earth. May there be peace and harmony in the heavens. May there be peace and harmony upon and within all the waters. And may there be peace and harmony in every heart. In every heart. Jai Shri Satguru Prem. Jai. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd like to echo the Ho'oponopono prayer and say to anybody I may have hurt or offended, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And to everyone I may not have hurt and offended, thank you. I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm just going to try and find Annie again. Oh, there she was. On my gallery. There she is. There she is. So, would you like to say anything before we go, Annie?
Yes, just thank you so much. And I'm just kind of a bit speechless because it's so beautiful to be in the presence of love, and where language the only kind of language that we can find is the poetry. And I suppose the little echo in my head is that oasis of love. You know, it's just bathing in just being so fortunate to be on the planet, number one, but to actually be passionate about that path and not accepting what, you know, our society that we've been born into, and just that passion that we just have to find our home again, our true home. So for me, it's just beautiful to be in community where we can just be human beings, you know, and just be bathing in the love, you know, where all the external stuff is chiseled away, and the little Buddha within is just there smiling and breathing and just being in love. So thank you so much, Padma, and thank you everyone for sharing your hearts, our hearts together. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you so much for sharing the beauty of your heart and your voice and your heart song. It's always such a joy and a gift. Thank you. Thank you to everyone for coming together today. You know, feels like it doesn't want to end, but what I can say is it doesn't end. Yeah, there's just one eternal moment. We're in it right now. And the thing is to learn how to surf the moment, staying in the eternal moment. So that's when this never ends. Yeah. So thank you all again and again and again. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.
And thank you, Padma.
Yeah, and thank you to Padma. You know, I was taught to, or I learned to understand myself as a divine instrument, or I see it, at the moment I'm seeing it like some kind of puppet in a spacesuit or something. A little Buddha that Annie mentioned, in a spacesuit of the body, you see. all of us. Yeah. And then this play that we came to enjoy together, it's fleeting, you know, so enjoy it. Yeah. And coming together is just the best, isn't it? Thank you, everybody. See you next time. Lots love.